I got 10 minutes to sit with my wife and discuss finances and the future without me. And I died.
What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the #1 mental health and addiction podcast, the Hopeaholics. I am your girl, Natalie Eva Marie, and these are my boys.
I'm Chad.
Hi, I'm Shane.
Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and follow us on our socials and wherever you get your podcasts.
Got a new episode dropping every Monday and Thursday. Please come check it out.
This episode is brought to you by the Infinity Group. You guys, if you or a loved one is suffering, please call us today. The number is right here on the screen. We are here for you 24/7. Now, let's get into the episode.
Frank, welcome to the Hopeaholics
Yes.
Podcast. See, we have a clock now, buddy,
Oh, nice.
on the screen. So
Nice.
when it's rolling, it's rolling.
I
Yeah.
like it.
Oh, right. That's how
I like
boys
it.
know.
I like it. A lot.
They stare at themselves the entire
lot.
podcast.
You do. I
can't
have a
because it's to
problem
the
with
left,
that.
you know? So they're vain.
I
They're the big
see him-
divas in the
I
house.
see him in the peripheral, and that's enough.
It's like, what's going on?
That's Leon. Yeah, I know he's here. Frank, rough childhood, on the streets, heart transplant, married. Your wife wrote you a letter. Please. I'm
Shane
big-
does
I
no
wanna
holds
go-
bar with
bro,
this
I
dude.
want to go right to the letter, and I want to start there.
Wow.
I got to, man.
Give me my book.
Yeah.
Yo,
Got to go right to it, bro. You know?
I gotta find it.
Take your time.
I love your accent.
We'll talk amongst ourselves.
I
I
really
mean,
do.
that's real New York
I know.
right there.
Talk amongst yourselves. I got it on my phone.
Yeah.
It's real
Well,
New
first-
York right there.
First of all, you have a book and people can get it where?
100%. Yes.
Amazon,
Amazon.
Nice.
bestseller, 3 countries.
Bam.
Oh, really?
Germany, Canada.
Oh, damn.
Thank you.
Good for you.
Yes, and America.
Wow, good for you, man.
Oh, nice.
Oh, you
For
know,
motivational
I was-
and
if-
survival on Amazon. You
Nice.
can also get it on my website, frank-parisi.com.
Where's it cheaper?
Amazon, same thing.
Same price.
It just actually takes you to Amazon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
FrankParisi.com.
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
See that? Everyone's got their own .com.
I do. Yeah.
Do you have,
I
Chad?
have ShaneEarn.com.
What?
Darn right, said you. They laughed at me when I went to get please.
No one laughed at
First, I want
you.
to just start this by saying I am always emotional. I cried this morning just from a place of gratitude for my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I cried before I came out here because I haven't been away from my family a lot. So that's why I bring my people with me where I go. So Kat's with me, I got support for me. Because I've been through a lot, and I'm going to share something with you guys as an icebreaker.
Yeah,
And I'm going to let the audience into my spirit because it's not my heart.
that's right.
Right.
But my wife, when I was in the hospital, wrote me this letter as I was facing death. And I'm going to share it with you guys. And it says, marriage is a marathon. It takes dedication and patience and perseverance. It takes energy, sometimes massive amounts of it, to keep moving forward. It takes moments to keep growing stronger and closer as a couple. It requires nurturing and tenderness and care. Sometimes marriage is easy. It's light and airy. Belly laughs and Sunday afternoon naps. There will be the most beautiful moments shared between two people that only they can appreciate and understand. There will be beautiful children that come from them raised to be strong and smart and kind. And sometimes marriage is hard, so fucking hard. There will be setbacks. There will be roadblocks. There will be disappointments and hurt. There will be resentment and anger and frustration. There will be times when you feel all you do is give and there's nothing left. There will be lost jobs and lost family and lost friends and lost babies. There will be trials and tribulations and failing hearts. And that's when people give up. They don't want to put in the effort to work through the struggle and come out stronger on the other side. They stay stupid shit like this isn't what I signed up for. What I want you to know is this is exactly what I signed up for. I vow to love you for better or worse, in sickness and in health, for as long as we both shall live. And that's exactly what I will do. I will always stand by you like a tree. I will always be your advocate and your biggest fan. I will always tell Sonny how lucky he is to have you as a dad. And that you're a warrior. When you need me, I'll wipe your tears. And I'll wash your feet and everything in between. I will be strong for you in ways I didn't know you could, and maybe you didn't realize it, but you have done this for me when I needed it. I will move mountains to make sure you have everything you need and promise to take such good care of you in any way I can. I promise to continue to grow with you in all aspects of our marriage and always put our family above all else. I will love and respect and honor you for all the days of my life. I will forever be your bibble, your babe, your bib, your cat. And she wrote me that when I was dying. And I didn't know what was going to happen. Start the podcast.
It's beautiful.
Frank, whose heart do you have right now?
I have a 19-year-old girl's heart in my chest. Her name was Kelly Bearden. And she died in a car accident. Yeah. It's like an icebreaker for you guys.
Oh my goodness. I mean, it's beautiful. That's what marriage is.
Yeah, man.
Really, like the nuts and the bolts,
Love.
pen to paper.
Love heals everything.
Yes, it does.
My wife I've been with her since we're 16, 17 years
gosh.
old, 29
Beautiful.
years. She's been with me through it all. I've lived a life. I've lived definitely a different type of life.
Let me ask you a question. How did we get to that letter right there? Like, what led up to that moment in time? Like, all of it. Not just the letter, not just the love, but the needing of a heart transplant.
Oh, wow.
We can start there.
Well, I could give you two versions. I could give you what I know to be true, and then I could give you the version of the facts, the logical facts.
Get both.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I developed a cough in June of 2023, and I travel a lot. So I was around the country, and the cough persisted, and in Central Texas, it's a high allergy count. So I went to 2 primary care physicians, and they kept giving me allergy medication, and the medication was doing nothing. And then I went up to New York, and I was with Phil, and I had this cough, and it was getting worse, and it was getting weaker, and I'm like, I'm losing weight. I've worked out my whole life since I'm 14 years old. It like helped me deal with a lot of my childhood trauma, like the weights.
Yeah.
And so I come back from New York, and my mom was like, you got to go get help somewhere because this is going on a long time now. It's like 3 months. And while this was happening, what's crazy is I made an appointment with a medium because I started feeling like I was dying. And when that was happening, I wanted to be near my dad and my mom. And my dad passed away like 4 years ago. So I made this appointment with this medium, and it was like 4 months later that I would have it. It's like May 8th is when it was gonna be. Anyway, I go then to the primary care physicians, and I go see specialists. I make appointments with a cardiologist, a gastrointestinal, and a pulmonologist. So I go see the gastro, everything comes back good. I go see the pulmonologist, and they say that they did all testing on me. And I had a cardiologist appointment the week after, and they said you have the rarest form of pneumonia called organizing pneumonia, and you're going to need high-dose steroids and antibiotics to be able to treat this. You're going to be on steroids for like 6 months, 60 milligrams of prednisone. And at the time, I was like, damn, this is like the worst shit that could ever happen in my life. Not knowing what I was about to face, you know? And so they start me on the treatments, and it gets worse. It's getting worse. I feel like now I really am getting sick. Now I start to cough this orange stuff up. And I call the doctor back, and he gives me more medication. On May 8th, I coughed up half a bottle of blood.
Oh, fuck.
So I wake up, and the sad part about all this is my son is watching all this happen. Like, I can't eat now. I'm getting sick. Like, I'm throwing up my food, and my son's watching this, you know?
How old is he? Or was
At the
he?
time, he was 6. And so anyway, that morning I go to the doctor, and then that morning I knew something was wrong, but I didn't know exactly what was wrong. And so I go to the doctor, and he's like, we have to admit you. So they admit me at the Baylor Scott and White in Lakeway in Austin. And they treat me for sepsis.
Oh, wow.
So they still don't know what's wrong with me because they misdiagnosed me again. And then I got the headphones on, but I was going to show you guys. Can I take these
Yeah,
off?
take
Oh,
them off
yeah.
and show us, bro.
So when I went
Jesus.
into the hospital, the nurse put the wrong pick in my arm.
Holy Jesus.
And so
Oh, God.
so it infiltrated my skin from the inside out. And then after about like 8-9 hours of me being there, my wife left because all my family's in New York and New Jersey. And then the doctor walks in and goes, Mr. Parisi, you don't have sepsis. You have 9% ejection fraction, and your kidneys and your liver are failing. And we gotta not like, this is where like the story's gonna get a little different. We have 4 major cities in Texas: San Antonio, Austin, Dallas, and Houston. And they're going to take me to this town of 20,000 people to save my life. And the name of the town is Temple, Texas.
What?
So I get there in the ambulance, and my wife is there again. What a picture of my son. Begging me to live. And I got 10 minutes to sit with my wife and discuss finances and the future without me. And I died. And there was a doctor there named Dr. Betty, and he came from New York. And he brought all his doctors with him from New York. That's what made this place so special. Him and then my other doctor, Dr. Hernandez, who's like my brother today. And he saved my life that night. He reversed everything. And when I died, I left my body. And I was in a dark room. And I helped so many people. I've been sober almost 14 years. And I was with my friend that I grew up with, that I helped, and he went back to that life and got killed, and he was with me. And I heard a voice that told me that we want you with us. And I had a fucking vision of my son growing up without me. And I didn't know that when I got sober, like fucking 13 and a half years ago, that none of this had anything to do with me. Everything had to do with my future, because I come from shit. You know what I mean? I grew up in Little Italy. My father was involved with organized crime, drug addiction, violence everywhere of my life. I'm not supposed to be here. But because of recovery, the 12 steps, service, personal development, I developed a man for not me, to serve you, and especially my son and his future generations. And I said at that time, as I looked down at my body on a ventilator with my wife, who sat in that hospital for 6 weeks right next to me every fucking night, except 3 nights, to be with my son. I was looking at my body, and I said, I have to come back for my son. And they let me, but they said, you're going to suffer. And at the time, I said, maybe that didn't happen. I come back, and I'm in this hospital bed for 9 fucking days, and they got a pump in my groin. And I got doctors walking in with hazmat suits. Could you imagine you wake up on May 8th, and this is your new reality right now? And they got hazmat suits on because they think that I have this tuberculosis because the orange stuff, when reality is my heart is pumping blood into my damn lung, and that's the orange stuff. What's the odds on May 18th I booked out that fucking medium 4 months ago? I'm sitting in the bed dying, waiting, and I have an appointment with her. And my wife's like, I don't want you to do this. And I said, well, I don't care because we're in like we're in the Black Mirror episode here. What's going on? 2 weeks ago, I was in the gym. I've been working out my whole life. What's going on here? What are you talking? Now they're telling me I might need a heart transplant. I'm like, what are you talking about heart transplant? What are you talking about heart transplant? So I make the appointment with the medium. And you could go on social media, you could go on Google, you could like find out about my family, you could find out stuff. There's certain things you can't find out. And she knew everything about my father, and all my doctors were from New York. I'm in a town of 20,000 people. 20,000 people, Temple, Texas. I grew up around organized crime. What's the odds one of the doctor's father-in-law is a fucking wise guy in New York? In the middle of 20,000 people. You don't think God sent him there for me? What's the odds that Katie, our other PA, went to the same college as my wife in Staten Island and baked her favorite rainbow cookies? When Katie brought in those freaking rainbow cookies, God, we both started to cry. And I'm like, because when everything's removed, you see the truth in the universe. You're not Natalie, and I'm not Frank. We're in this body, having this experience. So she goes like this to me, all your doctors from New York. I go, yeah. She goes, your father sent them there for you. And then she said, he keeps telling me about a birthday and a pendant and a chain. I knew today was going to be like this. It's because you're here. My mom came in the next day, and I told her my dad's mom died when he was 14 years old. I said, she got everything right, Ma. She knew these doctors were here. But she said a pendant and a chain and a birthday. And she goes, today's your grandmother's birthday. And she said, the pendant and the chain. Aunt Dolores gave a pendant of your father to me, of your grandmother to me when your father died. I gave it to your Aunt Camille. I'm in the bed, Shane. And I FaceTime my aunt, and she's wearing the pendant and the chain that I don't even know about. So then it was like, all right, you're going to get your chest cut open. Get the fuck up. Get up. And when you're in a bed for 10 days, you lose 40 pounds, and you got to learn how to walk again. But when you've been in fire your whole life, it was like, I got all this just happened, and maybe I ain't been here, but I've been in situations that most people haven't been in. So I haven't been in this situation, but I've been in situations like this. I've been in situations that I didn't know when I was going to get out of. I've been in situations I didn't know what my future was going to look like. And I got recovery. And a lot of people talk about God is everything, is nothing in a meeting, but are you willing to abandon your child? Are you willing to abandon your wife? everything to God because God loves me more than I could ever love myself because God loves my kid and my son. His will's not mine. So if you want me, then you take me. That's real recovery. His will, not mine. And then serve in the darkness. As I'm hearing Code Blue, I start to fucking walk, guys. 10 steps at a time. 1 mile. Now they put this pump in my chest. I'm an opiate addict. 13 staples, ibuprofen. 13 staples. Now I'm walking around the unit with this pump called an impeller pump that keeps me alive. And what they're going to do is rest my heart and see if my heart recovers. So they're going to leave it at a high percentage and they're going to drop it down each day. And I'm walking and I know I'm doing squats with the walker because I know I got to get strong. My muscle is what kept me alive. Working out is so important. I know you're big in working out. Working out is so, we're all big at working out.
Yes.
We're workout people, yeah. It saved my life. Working out, my trauma of my childhood got me into the gym. The gym, I literally saved my life. I'm not here today. So I start walking 1, 2, and you're in ICU, and people are waiting for heart transplants, so you hear Code Blue all the time. You hear Code Blue and you hear the bells, meaning somebody had a baby. And as I'm hearing Code Blue, I'm walking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fucking miles a day. When I come out the room, they got me a Superman cape, the nurses. They would play the fucking Superman music, and I had the other patients getting up in the light, in the darkest of times. It doesn't matter. We got God. We got recovery. He gave me the download. I know I'm going to get through this shit. God is everything, and if you want to take me, then take me. So now I gotta fight with not just that. Now I got to fight with this thing. And I'm like, well, good. They're like, you're an O positive. I go down, Dr. Hassan, after 2 weeks. He goes, Frank, your heart's dead. You need a heart transplant. So when you need a heart transplant, you need to go, first of all, see psychologists, social workers, get colonoscopy, all your teeth, blood pressure, every single thing. They want to know what you do for a living. They want to know everything. They want to know how much money you make because sometimes the medication you can't pay for it and then you don't get a heart. So they said you have an O positive heart blood type, so it's going to take 6 to 8 weeks. I've already been in there for about 4 weeks now. And so they're plan to stay here for the summer. And then what are you doing with that? Yeah, I'm grateful that I'm getting a heart transplant, but what is this going to look like? Am I ever going to be able to play with my son? Because they're telling me that I'm going to need people to take care of me and what does all this look like? I can't eat raw foods. I can't be in crowds. I can't do all this. You know what I mean? My whole everything. This is what they're telling me. So now I go. I'm okay. I get approved for the heart, and I'm now I'm waiting for someone to die.
Yeah, it's true.
And what am I going to do with that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so June 1st, they go in and debride my arm. So they got to take, they clean it out and they take that much chunk missing. It's crazy looking. Savagery. I would much rather get my chest cut open all day than deal with this for 25 days after. So the whole goal was then for it to heal and come up, and then I get the skin graft surgery. I have a piece of my leg missing too. So I get the surgery. I lived through that. I'm thank you, God.
That one's a separate issue, correct?
Completely separate
That's
issue.
from the mistake of
the wrong
yes.
pick in the arm. And then they come in on June 2nd and they say, you have a heart tomorrow. One day. It's God, I love you so much. Just so grateful. It gets better. All of it. It's just, I'm so grateful for this experience. You don't understand. To know that we could believe, but I know.
Mm-hmm.
There's more, and once you let go of everything that you think you are And just stay open to the universe and God's mission for you and let him drive you. And just get the hands off the fucking wheel. Life's so beautiful. So fucking beautiful. June 3rd, I get my heart transplant. And I start my journey, you know? I start this journey of
2024?
2023.
2023.
June 3rd of 2023.
Oh my gosh.
Like 18 months ago.
It's my parents' anniversary. 50th was then 2023. We're working towards 52.
Wow.
June 3rd, powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly.
Yeah. Everything's synchronicity now in my life. There's no coincidences. We're all sin here. I don't know why, but there's a reason. We'll figure all that out more with the future of our relationships. So I get this gift, and now it's let's go. You know? I started to write that book in the hospital because I said, if I die, I want my son to know his father. I want him to know the action steps Dad took to create and develop the man so that him and his kids could have that blueprint. I got out of the hospital, finished the book, and started this process. On July 14th, I was able to get the skin graft surgery, and I started to build my body back. I train in that gym for like 2 hours a day. And I just like am so dialed in with my diet. I've always been like that, but now it's just like extremely, and all that is so important for me in my health, because the average heart only lasts 11 years. And I'm a year and a half into this.
Yeah.
You know? So, like, it's non-negotiable, my foods, the way I train. My health comes first. God and my health comes first.
Yeah.
And, like, I helped another company, and just not to get off topic with it, but it's part of this story. So as I'm rebuilding everything, then last year of 2024, I helped a company for about almost 5 years grow and build, and then at that point they didn't want my services anymore, and so like all of my income and my family's income was like stripped of us in April. And when you get to that point, it was the greatest gift in my life, because you get to see when everything's taken from you, who's real and who's not.
For sure.
And then on top of that, I, in isolation with God and my core people, became extremely clear for the first time in my life on who I am as a man, what my non-negotiables are, where I'm going, how I'm going to get there, and who's going to help me to get there. And I operated in that frequency, and I removed energies that were in there. And it was so hard to walk this path sometimes alone. But I developed even a better version of myself through that. And I think when we do that and just stand in that and then wait for the universe to bring what is meant to us. And that's what I've done. And then my book became a bestseller in the summertime. And then right around that time, I randomly, it's like another crazy story, I randomly get the mail on a Friday night, which I never get the mail. My wife gets the mail. But I get the mail on a Friday night, and it was over the summertime, and it's my donor's family. So, I speak, the parents are divorced. I speak to the mom and the dad, and the dad's renewing his vows of 10 years with his new wife the next day in Longview, Texas, like 5 hours away, and invited me to come out and walk his mother-in-law down the aisle.
Wow.
And they all listened to Heart. All sisters, all family.
That's powerful. That's powerful, man.
And she died in a car accident, saving her 12-year-old sister who listened to Heart. God, I can't even explain the emotions because it's like love, connection, joy, healing.
Death.
And I've been so blessed. I have the most amazing people in my life right now. It's been never like family left. Family didn't show up for me in the hospital. Friends. And thank you for that because that energy all had to get cleared. Guys, my heart had to leave. You understand? Like I'm the one in my family. So it had to leave. Even though I was in recovery, this is the part that I know to be true. It had to go. It held generational curses because we keep pushing that shit down because we're not healed. We need to heal. Otherwise, hurt people, and we don't even know it. And then we operate in this frequency where like, that's okay. And it's not okay. And I'm going to create my heaven on earth. And that's what I'm doing every single day. And my story is about hope to give you belief because belief changes the world. Belief and hope changed the world, and God used me for that. I'm not delusional. I come a little kid from Little Italy, from the streets. I used to watch guys get hit over there with baseball bats, 5 years old. That's what I grew up in. Now I serve. Till my last breath, I show up in the man that I developed. Because of recovery, we keep our sword sharp in recovery. Nothing stops us. We are eternal beings.
I have a family member that just 2, 3, maybe 4 at the most weeks ago just had a double lung transplant.
God bless.
Wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for that. So this is incredible for me to hear your story because like I'm hoping that my family member will watch this podcast to see to have the strength to, you know, because it's not easy. The body accepting the organs.
Listen, that's the other thing I didn't even talk about. It's funny when you walk in the light, the dark will try to get you off course. And I didn't talk about my arm and all I had to go through. And I didn't take the pain meds for this. I was an Oxycontin. I abused Oxycontin for 7 years.
Yeah.
And I had to take it. When they saw you, they literally saw your chest open.
Yeah.
I have wires in my chest.
Yeah.
And I had to take Dilaudid because fentanyl wasn't even strong enough.
Yeah.
My body was in such shock. And then I had to take, for 25 days, I had to take Oxy and Dilaudid in the hospital. Once I left the hospital, it was just Oxy. And I knew. I'm like, I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. And I'm going to play with you for a little bit because you're going to get me to who I'm supposed to be with. So you trying to fuck with me, but I'm going to fuck with you. I see too much. And then when the Oxy was done, I was done. And 25 days, Dilaudid, Oxy, no withdrawal. No withdrawal. God
Is everything.
Everything.
You hit it with the belief and the hope to others because belief is where it starts. It's the root. You got to believe. All you have to do is just have a little mustard seed. Believe in the Almighty and things that you can't even imagine. Your story is, if I heard it, obviously not coming from your mouth, I wouldn't believe it. Because it's just, but that's how God works. That's how he moves. And the fact that you were able to go and have the family of that girl listen to your heart is
Her heart.
Her heart.
I have female
is
DNA.
Magnificent. That's like wild.
Yeah, I still stay in touch with some of them. Yeah, it's beautiful. I needed to get the female DNA. It she's gonna give me more life, and I'll be able to serve more and raise my son. Because my doctor said I went last week and I got a blood biopsy. That's the other thing. Last year, they go when you get a transplant, they put you on medication called tacrolimus, and it lowers your immune system for the rest of your life. I got to be on this. So I do everything to make my immune system stay in range. It's always going to be on the low range. So I'm like into grounding, sun, meditation, journaling.
Yep.
I'm all plunging, sauna, workout daily. And so hold on, let me take this.
Which
God.
we all should be doing as humans in general. But now because of your situation, like we're all vessels. So
Absolutely.
if your body's a temple, but we choose not to treat it like one until it comes to that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're doing all of the things. But that's just how life works, because we take everything for granted until it's almost gone.
Everything. I was always about, like, I would be with my family, but I'd be like so focused on growing business.
Sure.
You know? And like now it's like every day, like it's like you don't understand. Well, maybe you do. For me, I wake up every single day so grateful that my eyes are open.
Sure.
That I get to drink water, have this conversation with you
Stand up
guys.
and put your pants on.
Yes.
Walk to the bathroom.
Yes. Because I couldn't.
For sure.
I couldn't.
Little stuff like that is so imperative.
Shower.
Yep.
I didn't shower for 6 weeks.
Totally.
I had pretty nurses taking care of me, giving me sponge baths.
Yep.
As I'm emaciated.
Yeah.
I have no more fear. Everything was stripped of me. So what am I to fear? That's why I put myself out there for the world. My whole life. Everything. All of it. What is there to fear?
Just the Almighty.
Our mess becomes our message. Our pain
100%.
becomes our purpose. That's it.
Dude, God has anointed you and to tell your story because, you feel it. It's incredible. And to show that the power of the mind, because clearly your wife is a savage as well, because it just shows strength. It reminds me of like when I look at my parents, because my dad's health is not the best. However, the mind is everything. My mom has kept that man alive since I was 14 years old. He has multiple stents in his heart. He has multiple heart attacks. He's on dialysis 3 times a week. Like, he should have been 6 feet under. But every time when I go see him, or I FaceTime him every day, but it's like, I call him the Italian stallion. I don't let anything when he's feeling, because when you get told certain things, especially when it's like life and death, that shit's heavy.
Very.
It's hard to carry. And it's for a spouse too, and you have children. So it's like, that's a lot for a human to like bear and handle and to walk through. And the fact that you're also, what prepared you and had your like armor on was recovery. If you didn't have your sobriety going into this, I wouldn't be talking to this man in front of me at all.
You're not. I'm not this man.
Correct.
I'm not this man.
Powerful.
When did your book come out?
And this shit's recent, by the way.
Yeah.
So that's a miracle in itself.
I have PTG. I found out my business partner told me because I had this PTSD. And then I got to look it up. But, he's like a neuroscientist. So I'm assuming it's real.
Wait, what is it?
Post-traumatic growth. It's when you go through the most
Oh, my God, for sure.
extreme traumatic experiences. You come out 10 times stronger.
So that happens to people that try to kill themselves or commit suicide, or it's basically how people will go into like a MDMA, I believe. Like it drips in your brain, like where you experience death, I believe. And not everybody, obviously, but there are some individuals that come out a whole nother human.
I'm in a totally different vibration and frequency.
For sure.
And I'm attracting things that I could never have thought, like, in a million years. People and experiences. And I'm not looking for it. It's extremely... It's not crazy. It's the laws of the universe. It's God working through me and bringing the right frequencies and
For sure.
vibrations into my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He uses all of us as his vessels if we're willing.
Yes.
I'm like tripped out, but one, I was supposed to leave like a long time ago, and I never leave podcasts early, and I definitely cannot leave this one, so I'm just gonna have to like, they'll be okay. I'm never late to anything, so it's okay.
Are they?
Right.
They are sometimes.
They are exactly. That's what went through my mind for a second. So it's funny that you said that.
Because I know they've been
Yeah,
late before.
totally. So good on you because you know my brain. You are tripping me out right now, and this is why. I mean, he knows it because I was telling him this week about it. So, sobriety, everything, we have our morning things. Everybody's is very different, but my higher power, God. And I go through my little waves of how I speak to God and how I do my like mornings. And currently, I've decided to like dive in. So I'm in the Bible like minimum an hour every morning, right? To grow that intimate relationship, just me and God. I want him to fill me with the Holy Spirit. I want to feel him. I want to feel him working on prayer and everything. You coming in today.
I love you for that. I love you.
It's a gift.
Yeah.
And I know I'm not, look, there are too many things in my life that it ain't me at all. I just need to move out of the way and be willing and listen. Quiet my mind and listen to what he is giving me. And you're the gift because, I mean, clearly, like, the anointing in you and it's wild. Like, the vibration, the energy that I feel. But it's also, I know why I'm able to accept it is because I'm in to what Jesus is saying every day. And then you're our guest today.
Yeah, and I mean, I concur with that. What I got out of everything you said today was that we need to get out of the way. We need to let go of the steering wheel. Because look, I grabbed the steering wheel. I might get on my knees in the morning and pray and be like, "Hey God, I completely surrender to you." By noon, I've got my hand back on the steering wheel. And like, I'm feeling impatient and it's not going my way. And then this, bro, like, we could all three attest to this right now because we're all going through some shit right now. And we're right where we're supposed to be.
Facts. I could do all things through the strength of Christ, so that's all I need. It's like total a testament. Even driving over here, I'm just saying, like, the mind is everything. So it's like the power of thought is more than what people, there's life and death in the tongue. So what do you want to do, life or death? Which one? Pick one.
Every day.
Every day.
Every day I wake up. I had a friend that was a hip-hop artist, and he made a song, Love and Life, and he passed away, and I would put it, even though...
Sure.
Put it up every day, and I get up and I said, Frank, you're a fucking warrior, son. You're a fucking warrior, son. Every day, you're a warrior, son. And then I served in the dark.
Because, I mean, if you really grasp that just alone is so powerful because of life and death, there's nothing, what else is there? So it's like, how are you going to talk to yourself? So even that's why I'm like so, I think, lost for words that your story happened to be today. Because even just driving over here, I'm like, thank you, God. Just saying thank you, because why not? Saying thank you is better than complaining about something. You have to just constantly kind of have a conversation with the guy.
Always. Not to go back, but when I lived through death, and when I was dying, all I thought about was the experiences that I've had, the good ones, with my family and my loved ones. And it was all the people I helped. It's all the people I helped. And those are the people that showed up. My wife would guard the door, and I only wanted certain people to see me because I was in bad shape. And she went to go get me a sandwich or something. Like, she went to the bathroom. And in walked this kid that I'm not really close with, Johnny Wimberg. And I'm like, John, I'm in like atrial. I didn't even know like what was going on at the time. I'm in like the bed still and atrial fibrillation. And I didn't know what that was either. I felt like I was kicking heroin, And I'm like, Johnny, what are you doing here? I don't want no one to see me here. And he goes, It's like God brought to you, Johnny. He goes, bro, what do you mean? You're Superman to me. How funny is that? They got me a Superman cape. And he goes, you pulled me out of that house 8 years ago. You got me into treatment. You let me get a job. I got 8 years of sobriety. How could I not show up here for you today? That's it. That's it.
Yeah, and that's it. That actually is it. It's like our primary purpose as human beings is to be maximum service to God and others.
For sure.
That's it.
Like, and that is literally it.
That's it. Our programming, belief systems, it all gets in the way of that.
Yeah, it does. We have
Traumas.
we have one primary purpose: to be maximum service to God and others.
I believe in Carl Jung. I'm like, we're all connected.
Oh, for
We're all
sure.
one. I
I
got a
love
girl's
him.
heart in my chest.
For sure.
There's no separation.
You got
It's
your
all
heart on my parents' anniversary.
synchronicity. Everywhere I go, it's happening. Everywhere I go.
Shane, you opened this thing up, man.
Yeah, you did. I had no. I mean, I knew like bits and pieces of your story, but
Maybe
Not the del-
I hate to admit this, Emily. Shane might be on to something.
Frank, I love you.
Brother, I'm not even kidding. I fucking love you so much, dude.
had
I
a
feel
feeling-
it.
I felt a feeling the second we talked. It was nice. And I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you're alive, and I'm glad you're saving lives, man.
I feel love at this table and connection.
for sure.
The one thing that we all are feeling right now, besides love, there's two things connect human beings: love and pain. And we all know what he's feeling. We all know the pain and suffering that he went through. And that's the one thing. You know what it ends up connecting? It connects our hearts together. That's why I always say that, man. Because this podcast has started because I'm really emotional because of his story. And I haven't cried saying this in a long time because I say it a lot. This podcast started because I lost my son-in-law to fentanyl. My daughter found him dead in his bed. And I'd know Shane, but I wouldn't know I wouldn't even know Kat. I wouldn't know any of you guys. I wouldn't know my team over there had this never happened. And it's the pain that brought me to this table to get out of my comfort, because I'd have never done this before he died. I would have never got on a microphone. I lived a private life. I didn't want to be public. I didn't want to public speak. This is my biggest fear in life. And like I heard you say it, man, when he left, it's, it took away my fear. And I'll bet you money, because I say this about my son-in-law, but if the families of the girl whose heart you have knew how many lives are being saved because you have that heart, they would have probably given up their daughter. Like, my son-in-law would have given up his own life for all the lives that have been saved because of this silly podcast that we do. It's like daily, man. Trips me out. We go into the DMs and people are like, I didn't get loaded today because I've been binge watching the podcast. Like, what?
I know.
I mean, it changed the whole trajectory of my life. So, fuck. You know what I'm saying? It's bigger than me, though. I never in a million years. First of all, I would have never met these two guys, or you, or Kat, or these two kids over here. Pretty amazing what he does.
It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't change anything that happened. I'm so grateful for it all.
Mm-hmm.
It gives people to understand it doesn't matter where you start in life or what your current circumstances. You know, if you truly connect, you get a vision for your life through him. You make agreements with yourself. You shut all the fucking noise off. You bring in the right frequencies to help you, and you take massive action every day. And that, to me, is how you embrace abundance. It's not about the external world. I grew up and when my father made millions and he made nothing. There was years of, you know, we went to a World Series and then mom was given 15-minute massages because dad's not around. And all I ever wanted was like the home to vibrate in a frequency of love and know what's coming in that door. And that's what I pride myself on today is my family. And they know the man that's walking in the door. And the vibration of my home is one of like love and support. And that's abundance. That's true abundance.
Yeah.
That's true abundance.
Frank, you want me to be a better person. You make me want to be, I'm going to say that again. You make me want to be a better person. That's the juice you have. Thank you. It's amazing, man. You make me want to be a better person. He makes me want to be better.
Yeah.
Like I can be better.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody can.
Everyone
We
can
all
be
can.
better. We all can be better.
For sure.
But it's been a minute since someone's made me feel like I actually, want to be better. I don't know how, but I can be better.
My only focus, even when I got out, was only evolution, elevation, and serving. I'm a horse with blinders. It did, like my mom right now has got breast cancer. It's life.
Mm-hmm.
My liver enzymes are like 5 times higher. I have no control over this stuff. I don't let it penetrate my being.
Right.
I show up for growth and service. I make sure I take care of the things that I do have control over, which is my mental health, my spiritual health, my emotional, and my physical. The rest is in God's hands. So, and if God is everything, and I love him so much, why am I like questioning anything that he's going to have for me?
Mm-hmm.
I just do what I got to do. And the rest is in his hands. You know?
That's the best part about my prayer in the morning is that part. I turning my will and my life over to the care of God. And like whatever you put in front of me today, that's exactly what I'm going to do. And that's when, that anxiety and that worry and that, it goes away.
Yeah.
From that part of my prayer.
See, Shane, like, I don't even have that no more after my heart. I used to wake up with that even at 12 years of sobriety.
Yeah.
But like, it's all been.
For sure.
It's like,
It's awesome.
yeah, I'm like so grateful every day. There's like, it's like, how do I want today to go? Like, that goes how I want it to go.
100%. I mean, he has
And
all the answers. You seek and you will find.
Yeah.
He wants nothing but exceedingly. That's why I love your title, because it just reminds me of one of like my favorite verses. It's like, he wants us exceedingly abundantly than anything that I could hope or dream of. So whatever I'm like thinking of, shit, that ain't nothing. What God can do for me.
Yes.
So it's like, that's the first thing when you handed me the book today, I was like, I taken little like, oh, okay, I see you, God, because I love that word, exceedingly abundantly.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
This is real church right here to me.
I know, this is like, you
You know,
started right out.
like-
You didn't want to know about nothing. That's my past. You were like, let's go. Let's make it.
Because the past prepared you for this moment, what you're doing.
Absolutely.
Because right now, in the culture that we're at, people are scared to talk about God.
And you know what? Sometimes, why?
Look what he does. We're all miracles sitting at this table because we should all be dead or in some type of mental institution or behind bars. And that's a fact.
Oh, yes.
So the fact that everybody's here is a miracle by the one and only.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, there's dark forces and life forces on our planet, There's always that.
For sure.
Just feed the light
Yeah.
all day.
Yep.
I don't pay attention. I just live in the frequency, you know?
Yeah.
Because your health's not just about, like, your physical. It's the conversations that we have like this today.
For
is a
sure.
connecting conversation. This is a godly day, but like conversations could go sideways, right?
Absolutely.
Music I listen to influences
For
me
sure.
as well, right?
Yeah.
News,
For sure.
TV, books, conversations, the circle, like all that's the health.
Mm-hmm.
And I just stay in what I said when everything was removed. I just got clear on like I could create any world I want through my vibration,
So true.
Yeah.
I love
And
it.
it's like just moving so fast.
That's how he does.
And I'm not doing anything.
Exactly.
I'm not doing anything. I just show up and it's like, oh,
Yep.
this is happening. And
That's
now this is happening.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm with this guy and now I have this opportunity. And then this,
there was somebody
random
said
weird stuff.
recently. Who was it? Was that somebody sitting in that chair right there? Said, when we slow down, God speeds up.
Like that's happening. In my life. Like, every day I'm like, what is this?
Amazing. Awesome.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, whatever comes of all of this, I just want to be able to serve on a bigger platform. That's it. Like whatever.
Well, how about this?
Whatever God's gonna do, I just keep using me to serve. Whether I don't care where I serve, but I just want Him to use me as much as He wants me to use me to make as much impact on our planet before I leave.
Yeah.
That is my goal, and to raise Sonny and his future generations so that they can have a whole new paradigm on how they behave and act and show up in this world.
For sure. For sure.
I got a son that's about to turn 19, and he's everything I would have ever hoped.
Amazing.
Yeah. Just a beautiful soul, good kid. He's been with the love of his life since he was 14.
Wow.
He is a sweet boy.
Yeah.
He's a very sweet man. Mm-hmm. A very sweet kid.
Yep.
Not a bad bone in his body.
No.
How do you feel about that?
I feel
The exact opposite of you.
I feel like he's everything I would have been had I not had all of the traumatic experiences in my life, and he didn't have them.
How do you feel about that?
I feel amazing. I feel proud, and I feel I don't want to discount anything else though. But like my son, he is this way. My other children did not. They had traumatic experiences in their life, and so they have a different path. But all of them are amazing souls.
Yeah, it's true. I know them all.
Yeah.
They're all kind, loving individuals. Mm-hmm. They would mean no harm to any individual, ever.
But being a man and having a son, being a man and having a daughter is something too. But my son is like what I would have hoped I would have been.
Yeah, your son carries your legacy, your name.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he's in Texas right now. In,
Oh, is he?
Waco,
Oh, get out of here.
Baylor University.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. He's got to go eat Terry Black's over there.
Mm-hmm.
Barbecue.
Oh yeah, we've been. Yeah.
I was joking about exact opposite because you're also a kind-loving man. You know what I mean? You give.
Yeah,
you do.
but I mean,
You got great
I can also-
characteristics that you passed on, bro.
I could also really hurt somebody,
That's in everybody, though, I think.
and I just don't think my son.
Could do it.
No, which I'm so grateful for. I don't want him to hurt anybody.
True.
No, I think
True.
that's not true. I think he would if it needed to be. He would do it in like a proper way. If somebody were to try to hurt his girlfriend for sure,
Or his
I
mommy.
think yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like those are
Snap.
things that we don't talk about. Where like
I've seen
especially
him
a
snap
man
on that.
Yeah, you see?
On his
yeah,
sisters.
Oh,
back in
yes.
the
step in for certain situations like
Yeah.
that, and there's nothing wrong with it.
You got to be able to control it.
Completely.
You have to be still.
Contain it.
protect-
Jordan Peterson says.
Yeah, you got to be a savage if
Totally.
you have to, but
For
not
sure.
like you got to bow out and be like that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I love it because belief, that's all it takes. So no one can come and listen to you speak or read your story and not. You got to believe in something after listening to you. You know what I
Right.
mean? Yeah.
I know.
And like, if you really think
My
about
palms are
it,
still sweating. Look at. I mean, I can't stop sweating.
in anything that we do, you have to believe. Like, you have to believe in oneself
Yeah.
to do anything.
Yeah.
Like, belief is imperative to anything that we do.
Yes.
So
Wow.
yeah.
Do you have anything that you want to leave our audience with? 'Cause
No, just if you're struggling with addiction, don't give up. Look at where I come from.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a life of abundance that I never, ever, ever thought I would have. It's just, I am blessed beyond measure. You know,
Yeah.
do not
Quit.
do not give up.
Do not give up.
Do not have a fucking tap. You
Never.
have no idea.
The miracle's right around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
I was in jail 14 years ago, kicking an opiate habit, $50,000 in a hole with no future. Didn't know what I was a 31-year-old man.
Mm-hmm.
Had nothing going for me. And I have a lot going for me today. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like that guy that's like on the corner struggling with addiction,
Mm-hmm.
got nothing going for him, doesn't think anything can happen, the pile of shit of trauma, the whatever it is, have hope. I'm you. And we could do this. We're all here.
Mm-hmm.
You're not alone.
Damn.
Here's the thing. You just got, and I don't know if we're going to wrap
No
up or
rush.
whatever.
No rush.
But I always say this. I'm an AA guy. You know what I mean? But I serve anyway. It doesn't matter. And I always say this. There's the circle and triangle in recovery.
Yep.
Right? So if you ever watch those shows on National Geographic, right? You watch the things on, yes, you watch National Geographic. You ever watch The Wildebeest?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then the lion. Mm-hmm. The lion's on the outside, right? Creeping, watching. That's our disease.
100%.
Does the lion ever go after the wildebeest in the middle doing service recovery?
Never.
It's always on the one on the outside.
Yeah.
So if we stay right in the middle, get in there, get with us, and stay in the middle, and watch how God just
Stay in the center of the herd.
in the center of the
Yeah.
herd. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Love it, man.
God is great.
The greatest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. It's like a therapy session for me.
God,
Well, me
for me
too.
too, man.
Jeez.
No, I don't even know what to
I'm
say.
sweating. I'm like,
I've already cried 3
crying,
times today.
but I don't even know what to do with my emotional self. I missed an appointment.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
even
it.
know where I'm at right now.
You're supposed to be.
Like, whatever.
This is amazing.
You're supposed to be.
Did you?
100%.
You are.
I just did right now. But just so I'm not like leaving him hanging. But damn.
God,
Thank
what a
you, man.
powerful,
Yeah, thank you so much.
Powerful.
I just want one more time.
Yeah.
One more time.
The
Put
book.
the book up. Embrace Abundance, guys. You can get
Amazon.
this on
Amazon,
or
follow- yep.
frankparisi.com.
Yeah.
Incredible. If you-
I'm also on Instagram.
Yes.
At Frank Parisi 2011. I'm on Facebook, Frank Parisi, LinkedIn. I also do a fitness and mindset coaching
Amazing.
program. That's frank-parisi.com/coaching. And then I also have a substance abuse and mental health facility in San Antonio, Texas with my business partner, Jason Turner.
Awesome.
We are an outpatient service, and we service adolescents as well as adults.
Oh, wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. I want to say one thing. I want to shout out to your wife and son.
Yeah.
Because,
My wife.
There's a lot of
my wife
power.
also loves you, by the way.
oh, my goodness. Well,
Yes,
even
yes.
better then.
Yes.
So shout out to her because what a rock.
The best.
Yep. Way to hold it down.
The best. I am not me without her.
No, and you wouldn't have
I
made
love
it.
that.
You wouldn't have made it.
And that
No, I
letter is
mean-
beautiful.
There's even more we didn't talk about. I mean, she saved my life from an overdose before.
All the things. To ride with
yeah,
you and rock with
I
you for
mean,
that long. But
years of-
just I wanted to give her praise because
yeah.
it takes two, especially in a marriage and walking with someone that is as crazy as all of us at this table. It's a hard thing to do.
And
So
she
shout out
stood
to her.
by, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. Amazing.
Awesome.
Thanks, Frank.
Thank you guys so
Thanks,
much.
Frank.
Thank you so much for your time today.
Are you kidding me?
Thank you.
Yeah, really. Awesome.